Next, I'd like to introduce Yoon from KLES and Envelopes. He'll present their smart agrivoltaic systems that combine solar energy and agricultural activities to boost rural resilience and productivity. Thank you.
I'm scared. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Sunyoung Cho from the KLES, South Korea, North Korea. Yes, today, with my friend, Mr. Yoon, CEO of Envelopes, we will share how smart agrivoltaic and the water, energy, food nexus are enabling climate resilient rural growth. So at this page, I think I have to, so I'm sorry, that's why the KLES provides energy-related services for coal-fired and nuclear power plants. But based on the experiences, we also perform the engineering and construction services for the agrivoltaic system. Yes, so for today's topic, we would like to introduce our system first. So let's watch a short introductory video clip.
KLES's automatic angle-controllable agrivoltaic systems enables eco-efficient use of farmland alongside pumping up farmer income. KLES's automatic angle-controllable agrivoltaic systems cultivates eco-friendly green energy while growing up various crops, adding value to life cycle. Agrivoltaics efficiently manage solar radiation so as not to violate the light saturation point required for crops to grow, creating an optimal environment for crop growth. Automatically controlling the angle of solar panels, the system regulates the amount of sunlight reaching the ground beneath, thereby scaling up both the yield of crops applied and the efficiency of solar power generated. Figuring out the appropriate amount of solar radiation that is suitable for specific crops and regional features by breaking down data collected through sensors. Working out optimized spacing and placement to make doubly sure crops receive adequate sunlight by taking advantage of sunlight analysis programs. Minimizing soil and environmental pollution by the employment of POSMAX structures designed to be environmentally friendly in agricultural settings. Taking up screw-type foundations with a view to preventing soil contamination, while adding up protective covers to fend off corrosion and safeguard the land. The structures are designed with a height of 4 meters and an interspacing of 6 meters between supporting frames, enabling the free movement of agricultural machinery and ensuring a seamless farming environment. To ensure the required sunlight for crops and optimal power generation, the automatic angle-controllable systems allow adjustment of solar panel angles with ease. KLES has put up agrivoltaic power plants with capacities of over 2 megawatts domestically and over 400 kilowatts offshore, leading initiatives to expand the adoption of agrivoltaic power generation on the globe. KLES will lead the field of agrivoltaics to increase farm income by expanding agricultural productivity, respond to climate change, and spread new and renewable energy. Like the sunlight that illuminates the world, KLES's agrivoltaic power technology will bring hope to farmers. Thank you.
This is not end. Yeah, to be continued. Yes. Yeah. KLES has done several projects overseas, Fiji, Indonesia, Vietnam, Jamaica, and also completed the 19 sites around 2.2 megawatt in South Korea. So now I want to introduce my friend, Mr. Yoon, so he can give some more detailed information. Thank you so much.
right, thank you very much. So today I was really glad to see a lot of the topic going on regarding agrivoltaic, also the presentation from the Dr. Nam. So actually, this agrivoltaic concept was established back in 1981, which was my birth year. But even though it has been very long time, this topic has not been has not been seeing the lights. But recently, with this climate smart agriculture and the loss of the climate change impact on the agriculture, this agrivoltaic now getting some focus. So the picture you see here is that our first megawatt scale IPP agrivoltaic project in Fiji. And this is a 4 megawatt scale approved by the Green Climate Fund. And what you see here is our first pilot for this 4 megawatt and our expansion of the agrivoltaic project in Fiji that is funded together with the Korea Energy Agency as a best practice. So with this 200 kilowatt, we have managed to conduct around the 14 crop studies so that we can come up with what would be the best practice, what is the agronomy from this result, and so on. And the person on your left is our farming manager. So even though our company is heavily focused on the energy, we are also doing our own farming for this agrivoltaic so that we can create the dual income from not only from the generation but from agriculture as well. In a way that this can also increase the economical viability of this kind of a DRE project in developing country where the tariff is not that high. We can also depend on the other income source, which is the agriculture. So what you see here is that recently to even increase the economical viability of the project, also to increase the farmers' income for the community, we are now testing out the tropical vanilla and then cacao, which is very high value crop. So for example, tropical vanilla is around 600 to 800 US dollar per kilogram for the extract of the vanilla. So together with this power plant at the site, the KOICA is funding for the battery storage and also agricultural research station so that we can even do the processing of this agro material so that we can do the exporting as well. And not only so, this Ovalau Island currently depending on 100% diesel. And then with this 4 megawatt project, and then the Ovalau grid actually is peak of the 1.8 megawatt. With this project, we can switch 50% of the energy into renewable energy. And also because of this agricultural aspect, the food security of the Ovalau Island can be significantly increased because currently the Ovalau is heavily depending on the importation of the crop from the main island for the fresh vegetable, but with our cultivation, we can supply more domestically. So our philosophy for agriculture is heavily focusing on agriculture. I think agriculture has to be first, then the energy, because if you install the solar panel, you can just easily generate the solar power. Not high technology is needed, but agriculture part is much more complex. So recently, if you see the price spike on the coffee and cacao is actually even higher than the Nvidia stock. The reason being is that not only because of some other inflation, war, and so on, but the climate change plays the key role for this price spike. Because around by 2050, it says that the report says that 50% of the cultivation farm for the coffee can be disappeared. So scarcity of this high quality coffee, some specialty coffee, and others now being very scarce. That's why the price is being increased. And another crisis for the agriculture is this temperature rise from the climate change. And because of that, not only damaging the crop, but also the water availability becoming low for the crops. And for the rural area, remote area, the water is quite scarce, and then sometimes they need to heavily depending on the diesel power to irrigate. However, the energy diesel power is a carbon emitting source and also quite expensive in the remote island and the remote area. So this energy issue must be solved together with other climate aspects. So I believe that agrivoltaic can resolve this kind of issue effectively as a key infrastructure for future agriculture. So agrivoltaic can, with the partial shading, can reduce the temperature by around the 0.5 Celsius degree to 2 Celsius degree. And also it can reduce the soil moisture evaporation and also the plant moisture evaporation as well, increasing the water efficiency. So with this system, it can not only provide the renewable energy, but also it can provide the climate smart agricultural microclimate. And beyond that, not only this agrivoltaic can supply the energy and then some agricultural product, but it can go beyond into some other aspect utilizing this sustainable energy. So it can be connected to the irrigation, as an example shown in the Sri Lanka case for the APB for the tea, and also it can supply the energy for the cold storage, the agro processing facility. For example, that in Africa, with a recent study with the GGI together for Ethiopia, the tomato cultivation in Africa heavily depending on the irrigation, because without irrigation they can only cultivate one time a year, but with smart irrigation they can cultivate 2 or 3 times per year. And the farmers only depending on this without energy, they are without cold storage, so they need to just sell at the market price, and then they don't have any choice even though it's a cheap price. So by integrating this cold storage can be another good value added for the farmers as well. And another aspect is that for the rural area, the mobility is very important. But currently, only depending on the diesel or some other gasoline powered vehicle. But the logistic of agriculture with agrivoltaic nexus system can supply this e-mobility charging system, so that this holistic approach can change the shape of the agriculture from climate vulnerable community to climate resilient community. However, if you install this agrivoltaic system without considering the crop characteristic or the regional environment, you can this crop yield can be significantly reduced. That's why we have to carefully design this agrivoltaic in accordance to the parameters. So this is our actually the patent design for agrivoltaic system, utilizing various separate model for the generation and for the crop modeling and also weather modeling as well. So combining this, we can optimize the agrivoltaic design for the specific crop and for the specific region. So if you see this red box is the irradiation pattern underneath of the agrivoltaic. With this, we can simulate the crop yield. And on the right side chart is the simulation, the crop yield simulation between comparing between the open field farming and APB farming, so that finally we can optimize the design parameter for the height, the width, and then panel angle. And on the right video is currently playing is actually also funded by the Korea Energy Agency together for the Indonesia Bogor University Smart Agrivoltaic system. As you can see that the panel angle is being changed, and then this is being changed with our AI algorithm, so not manually. This is our latest technology that's developed together with the ministerial SME of the South Korea that can optimize the microclimate in accordance to the crop condition and also weather condition. So if you see the left chart, the green shading, that's the optimal temperature range for this specific crop. And then the yellow line is the open field temperature, and green line is the under agrivoltaic temperature. So we are trying to minimize the heat damage for the crop. Because this is actually our very first smart agrivoltaic system with the AI algorithm, we need a lot of data, a lot of training. So if you visit our Bogor site, we have installed a lot of sensors and also other site as well, so that we can collect this kind of environment and crop data, so that we can train to make this AI algorithm smarter. However, even though this is our first trial for the bean cultivation under our system, if you can see the yellow box and then green box, the yellow box is the open field farming result, and then green box is the on the agrivoltaic, the crop yield result. As you can see that on the agrivoltaic, the yield was increased by the 1.7 times. And another function we added to this Bogor University Agrivoltaic is e-mobility charging station, the swap battery charging station for the e-bike system. So if you visit our site, the faculty members and also students are using this e-bike. And then this is actually funded by the KEA. And also we are currently installing 2 more system in the near the Bogor campus. This is another country, Vietnam case. This was completed back in 2023 in Dalat University in Dalat. So at the time, we wanted to test some high value crop in the Dalat University, which was the artichoke. And if you can see that the artichoke growing was very successful and showing that around the 3.5 times higher yield compared to the open field. And the energy generated from this project is supplying to the Dalat University. And recently we had a good visit with in Thailand, and also we are pursuing another first pilot in Thailand country so that we can also test out the algorithm, develop the crop parameters, and so on, and develop the commercial project as well. And so recently we signed an MOU with Chiang Mai University to do the test pilot for this smart agrivoltaic, and hopefully developing partner like ADB or KEA can work together for this project. So with many pilot being tested, and now we are into the commercial scale of stage that we already secured around the 30 megawatt agrivoltaic portfolio in Asia and Pacific region. And we'd like to expand further to Africa and other countries in the future as well. But we cannot do this kind of project alone. We need a lot of development partner, technical partner, also financing partner. So let's collaborate together, and then hopefully we can bring more project in the future. So our vision is bring light and bring life, meaning that we harness the power of light to regenerate the planet. So thank you very much, and I hope to discuss further.